Okay. Actually, give me a second. Hold on. Okay, we're rolling. Oops. Accidentally hit the stop recording button. I feel like I'm missing something here. Oh yeah. Use the thing on YouTube. All right. Yeah, no, you gotta stop. I'm gonna take down my wall scrolls there, buddy. Just because I raised the standing desk up, not an invitation for you to take advantage of that fact. I told you you're gonna end up making me have to move that. It's annoying, dude. I wish you would stop doing that, buddy. That hurt. That hurts my feelings. My good friend gave me that wall scroll. My good friend Sauce, who's a professional Smash Brothers player. and you trying to knock it off the wall. Hey, Dulce, how's it going? Glad to see you. Guess what? I went ahead and published the demo for, you can almost call it the freeware version, because it's totally free. But I released the freeware super, pre-alpha release of Project RPG, and it's now available up on itch.io at evildojo.itch.io/Project RPG. So let's check it. Let me show you what we got so far. But first, let me move my cat. No, sir. That's right, we got fucking music too. Oh, I got fucking killed. God damn it. Let's try again. Oh, I like this track a lot. Do it again. Alright, let's try that again. Getting double teamed there. I got on again. The very early beginning of the game is still pretty tough. But I have leveling working now. If we can actually get 10 dudes killed, we will see the beginnings of the level up system in place. Oh, this is a good track. I like this one a lot. This one kind of has like vibes of like Super Metroid crossed with level 2 of Super Mario Land on the Game Boy. If you know that track, you know what I'm talking about, because it's the desert level. Forgot to pick up the tune. Alright, we managed to get the shield and the sword, or rather the dagger. So we should be okay until level 2. You just have to be very precise about your actions. Sometimes the parameters in the beginning aren't perfect, and it might be still impossible to beat the scenario. You just get like really unlucky. I gotta record my cat. I have to be trying to bite the screen. He leveled up. So our HP went up, as well as our attack, our base attack bonus. And you can see the next level is at 30. The enemies currently only give 1 experience each. Level 3. Base attack is now 2. Just realized something. I gotta check to see specifically when you level up. Because previously I coded it kind of like with a placeholder. Yeah, this is not correct. I have to upgrade this real quick. So we get the old HP. We take our hit die. We roll. And we add to that roll our constitution bonus. This becomes the HP increase for this level. We take our old HP, we add the HP increase, we set that to the new max. And previously, and it might still be true in some cases, that if you happen to start a character with a low enough constitution, you have a negative penalty to your constitution bonus. And if that's true, it's possible that your HP roll ends up being less than 1 or even less than 0. But I don't want to penalize people by making their HP decrease every level, unless you have some sort of curse or something. But like for basic beginning shit, that don't make sense. What makes sense is if for some reason you happen to get super unlucky and you can't roll a positive number for your HP increase, I'll guarantee you at least 1. So in like the most of unlucky scenarios, your HP would only increase by 1. But that's still better than nothing, right? Like, it would be a tragedy to level up and not have your HP increase. Jesus. You want people to experience some form of progression. And so the base things that increase at every level will be your HP, as well as your attack bonus. So the attack bonus gets factored into both the attack roll as well as your damage. So even if you're not equipped with anything, if you're killing stuff, you can experience a improvement of strength and your ability to kill things. Now, this is going to be beginning of the balancing, because for the enemies that do spawn, everybody's spawning at level 1 and everybody's only giving 1 experience. So I've been thinking about, how do I actually, find a way to create the relationship between the enemies that we procedurally generate and their relative strength, like how tough they are. Like, how do we decide when you kill something, like, how do we decide on how much experience do you get? So I'm gonna work through that right now. My first thought is, enemies, just like in D&D 3.0, and a lot of people have a lot of bad to say about the system, but I'm going to roll with it and experience the flaws of the system for myself. Challenge rating. So every entity has a level, or like every NPC, right? And they have different pieces of gear. These pieces of gear can be kind of measured in terms of strength. If they have like a bonus, like if it's like as an example, let's take a look at the shield, right? Like when we create shields. This is kind of like really rudimentary. Um, but like if we take a look at weapon create, when we actually assign damage to the dagger, what we're effectively doing is we're saying this dagger does 1d4 plus 0 damage. And so we would want a separate attribute for like magic damage, right? Like if you find a +1 dagger in the dungeon, that dagger still does 1d4 damage, but because of the +1 bonus, when you actually go to calculate the damage done, what you're gonna do is take 1d4 plus 0 as the base, and then add the +1 for magic damage separate. So it has to be a separate component. So if an orc has a dagger, so like an orc on its own would be challenge rating 1. Or maybe a slime, definitely challenge rating 1. Like a level 1 orc and a level 1 slime should definitely have different challenge ratings, right? Like, but like, let's take bats and slime. These are great examples of like challenge rating 1 monsters, because they only do like 1 damage each. Everything at the moment only does 1 damage, or I think, wait, yes, unless it has an equipped weapon, which nothing I'm spawning at the moment does, but we have the option to generate random items, random equipment, and attach them to NPCs in order to like, tweak their challenge rating, right? So like an orc on its own, let's take an NPC because that's a good example. Like let's take a human level 1, challenge rating 1. Because the NPCs, unlike the bats and the slimes, they can equip things. So level 1 slime, challenge rating 1, level 1 bat, challenge rating 1. Level 2 slime, challenge rating 2, level 2 bat, challenge rating 2. Level 1 orc, challenge rating 1. Level 1 orc with a dagger equipped, challenge rating 2. Depending on what type of dagger, if it's just a regular dagger, that's only a +1 to the challenge rating. If he's got a buckler equipped as well, an additional +1 to the challenge rating. So a orc with a dagger and a shield would have a challenge rating of 3 at level 1. So if it's a buckler of +1 and a dagger of +1, then that's a challenge rating of 5. So we have to create a way to automatically calculate, given all of the different components on a particular entity, its challenge rating. Because once we can calculate the challenge rating of an entity when it dies, we can assign more experience than just 1 to whoever killed that entity, depending on its own relative challenge rating or its like level. So there have to be a scaling factor, right? So like if you kill something that's like if you're level 1 and you kill something that's level, challenge rating 2, you should get more experience back than what that enemy would have provided on its own, right? Like, so if like when we like decide what we're calculating for experience when you kill something based off the challenge rating, then this makes the assumption that you killed something when you were at the same level as the challenge rating of whatever it is that you killed, right? So if you're killing stuff that's way weaker than you, then this would like emerge through that system. So like, and we could even like code characteristics on like if you're significantly stronger than the things that you're killing, then you might get like shit for experience. But and even to prevent like or to like discourage farming, we could even just cut people off from experience entirely after a certain point. My baby doll just woke up, so I think we're gonna have to step out front. But this would be a good time to pull the game back up since I got music in. Music is in. I just noticed something weird on my Nintendo Switch. So, what's going on with my Nintendo Switch? Why is it orange? Why is my Nintendo Switch orange? I can't turn it off. Like normally you would press the home button down and hold it down and the pop-up thing would pop up and you would close it down that way. That doesn't work. And there's a power button up top that I would assume works normally. But I'm also assuming that the CPU is like spin locked or, something to this effect. I'm not sure what to do. This is an interesting problem. Oh, fuck, really? Um, Force restart. $20. Okay. I've had this thing for a long time. This is the first time I've ever seen this. Okay. Managed to we got rid of the orange screen. Never seen that before. I might want to play some Switch. Okay, well, let's back up. So we're good there. That was a little scary. Running into bugs that you never seen before. Link is at the top of the page. You can see it right now. It says evildojo.itch.io/project RPG. It's still very early, so please don't expect a whole lot. But I am very happy with the game's performance and my ability to step it forward and add in things incrementally over time. And it's going to grow very fast. And by very fast, I mean a couple months from now, it's going to be in a completely, brand new, far ahead state, right? That's my hope anyway. level up. All right, I'm satisfied with that. Yeah, getting to level 1 would be, or getting to level 2. That's the whole idea. You should realistically be able to hit level 2 pretty quickly. Kill, handful of enemies, level up pretty fast. So ideally, within the first couple of minutes of the game, and maybe even faster than that, you can have some better gear, be a level ahead, and really start rocking on some of these monsters. But that's where I have to come in and say, no, I'm not going to make it that easy for you. I was talking earlier about challenge rating, right? start with this, and I will upgrade this as I improve upon how we create weapons and shields. We have to create a magic component. So when we go to create a dagger, it can optionally have a magic component. That way we can check to see if it has a magic component. Like, because it's enchanted, right? With some property. So when we go to like where do we actually need this, right? We need it to calculate the enemy's experience that they give. So like okay, so calculating the experience, like the reward experience. This is a function of challenge rating, player level, challenge rating and player level. Right? Okay, so we get the challenge rating, get the player or Uh, okay, so instead of having to kill 10 enemies, I think we should only have to kill like a handful. So calculate challenge rating for level 1 enemy, return 1. Let's just plug this in. So primary handle filter, loop, success. All right, this should give us more experience per kill now. Uh-oh. So, whoops. The problem with these MS certs is that they break the LSP. I miss these bugs until we actually compile. We didn't get any experience for that. Okay. Um, So my math was obviously off here. This is my own game engine. I'm using raylib as a development library, but everything else is hand-rolled from scratch, baby. Yeah, we got some boss HP now. So the HP, or so now the experience rewards for killing easy enemies should go down, right? Like that code should work now. You should get off of Firefox, okay, thanks. The rest of the world has already migrated. In case you were unaware, Firefox changed their terms of service to allow themselves to sell your user data. I used Firefox for like 10 years. But you could also change the key in Firefox, but don't worry. I plan on making it all configurable. So I don't have to change anything because I've already changed it a few times. And I'm trying to find a comfortable medium for people who are on laptops. Not everybody has a numpad, which was previously how we navigate. I originally had attack as A, but a lot of people like WASD movement, so I did something kind of like that because you have 8 directions, plus you can wait. Oh good, I got no experience for that. No experience for that either. So we are, I'm not using Chrome, I'm using Brave. But anyway, so now I have a reason to actually start finding a way to crank up the challenge rating on things that are generated, right? So ideally, because I think the best way to handle like spawns is like something randomly spawns every n turns, right? So the question of what spawns exactly, do we want like enemies to scale with like your own level? Or do we only want enemies to scale with like what floor of the dungeon you're on? So like, in order to get harder enemies, you would have to go to the next floor, right? Because a lot of people did not like Final Fantasy VIII. A lot of people did not like, I forget, there was another game. There's a handful of games that do this kind of thing where the enemy's level scales with your level. So no matter where you are in the world, if you start grinding like in the beginning of the game, all of the monsters that you fight are gonna be equally tough, even though they're monsters that you fight at the beginning of the game. They still scale with your level. I thought about this and I'm like, I don't know if that's the best way to do this, because it puts a lot more pressure on the player than I necessarily want. It might be good for A/B testing to switch this kind of thing on and off. So it's a question of building something that allows me to do it either way. Just thinking out loud. So when we go to spawn enemies, we can check either the player's level or what floor of the dungeon you're on. And then depending upon that, the easiest thing that I can do, I'm gonna have to do a little bit of refactoring to make this work, because the code for leveling up the player is hard-coded into a slot right now. So I'm going to have to move that into its own function so that we can level any entity up. Because when we can level any entity up, I can spawn an enemy, and then choose to level it up depending upon whether or not I'm using the player's level or the current floor that they're on. You can pick one of those and then decide what we're going to spawn at. And it could be the kind of thing where I switch the flag on and off for testing, and we can switch between them very quickly. I think that's a good plan. But I need to eat. I need to smoke. I need to take a break. Charge up. That's a lot of work. But it's not that hard. Right after that, I'll be able to do the magic stuff. And then we can have the ability to generate very difficult enemies right out the gate that scale with either your level or what floor of the dungeon you're on. And then there's a lot more pressure for the player to upgrade their equipment and level up. Alright guys. I think we have a plan of action. Until next time, please give the game a try. You know, see if there's any sort of performance issues that you encounter. Appreciate the Destin Chili Dog Boy, but like I said, I'm going to be planning on making everything reconfigurable, so you'll be able to decide for yourself what the best key is. That's going to require an addition to the menu settings. And a lot of these things that I'm talking about are close enough in space-time that I can very quickly implement basic versions of them. I mean, I can at least get the ability to start remapping keys in, right? That way you have that freedom. But you're gonna have to make sure that keys don't conflict with anything else. I'm gonna have to protect that. So long as I want anyone to be able to play this game however the fuck. Until next time, please give it a try. Stay posted on progress, because I am going to be working on this as frequently as I can until I absolutely can't anymore, or some other pressure takes me away from the project. Till next time.